Hey guys, sorry if I look sweaty, this hotel room is really hot. It's just generally really hot in Dubai at the moment. I was meant to be here about 5 weeks, 9 days have gone by. I'm flying home tonight. There's a reason for it, I will explain when I get home. I'm filming on my phone, it's not the best quality, so I'll do it properly when I get back. But I'm flying at midnight. Sorry, no I'm not. I'm flying at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm heading off at midnight shortly. I'm filming this like 20 to 12. And I'll be home in the UK around 8 o'clock in the morning UK time. So by Wednesday evening in the UK this video will be up. So yeah, just it's going to be an update of what's happened and the reason for coming back so early. Yeah, interesting story. So I'm all packed, I'm ready to go. I am really hot, so I'm not going to miss the heat. I filmed a video of the saturation bell launching over the side of the vessel. Someone asked me to film that, so I did. It's on my phone, not the best quality, but you'll see how it kind of works. So we've got a bit of offshore footage, and I did go to Dubai Mall. I didn't film anything, I don't have a GoPro with me, but I took some pictures on my phone, and I'll kind of discuss what I smelled there when I get back in this video shortly. And yeah, I'll smell some stuff in the airport as well, obviously, on the way back. So the next shot you'll see of me will be when I'm home, I guess. So we'll do some magic teleportation so you don't have to you know, wait for me to fly back. You ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, I'm a bit dizzy now. That's how you hop between countries these days. So yeah, let me sit down, I'll tell you what's happened. So the reason I'm back early is 2 reasons. One, they bulked up the team to do some extra work where they needed you know, a few more people on the team. When that was completed, while I was there, they sent 3 divers home. So 3 people gone after just over a week, gone back home. Obviously I was one of those 3 that left. Now there's another reason. I wouldn't have been the one that left if this other thing hadn't have happened. So how this has gone from the beginning was that I've worked for this company for 2 years, and the pay has been always the same. And for this trip they sent me a lower amount. They asked me to come out for a lower amount that really most people, or should I say most divers in the world, would say no to. It's quite low. And so I questioned it. I said, okay, what's this rate for? It's very low. Is this the new diving rate, or is this just for deck work on, you know, for the saturation support and just only working on deck and not diving? And I made it very clear my questions before I agreed to come, or agreed to go. And she responded to my questions in red text. And to the question, is the air diving rate still the same, you know, the usual rate that I'm used to, her response was yes, full stop, in red. And she explained that everyone else there was on the same rate, you know, for the deck sat support. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll come, under the agreement that, you know, the diving rate is the same. If we have to dive in between the sats, that this rate is still the same. It's not going anywhere. It's not this low rate. So flew out there. After I arrived in Dubai, I got a contract through that was not at all specific. It just said the lower rate, nothing about the normal rate for diving. So I slightly adjusted it. I just put deck rates next to the low pay, and then wrote the new, or should I say the correct amount for the usual diving, and put air diving with the rate that I'm used to and what was agreed in writing before I flew out on the bottom of it, and signed it and sent it back. Obviously thinking, you know, that's fine in my opinion, because that was agreed in black and white, in email, in writing. You know, there was no problem in my mind. That's what we'd agreed on. I'm just adding it to the contract because it wasn't there, and I didn't want to sign it if it's not there. So I added it, signed it, sent it off. Anyway, so the boss lady in the office saw the contract, and instead of talking to me or discussing the issue, she decided to book me on a plane home without talking to me first. Just sent me home. And I found out a day before I was due to leave, before the port call. And then I emailed saying, okay, is there a reason why you're sending me home this early? And she replied to me, copying in the OCM of the vessel, who's like the big top dog of the whole ship, copying him in, saying, I'm coming to the vessel tomorrow to discuss the issue with you of why I'm being sent home early, which is great. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll see you tomorrow. And sure enough, she came. I had a talk with her, and the girls in the office apparently had said that I'd refused to dive unless I'm paid the certain amount of money, which is not true. I did not refuse to dive at all. I just expect to be paid what was promised to me, basically. So I sat and chatted to her for 10 minutes. I said, look, you know, they can't lie about it. I'm not lying about it. I have black and white proof in email that, you know, I asked these very specific questions before I came. They replied extremely clearly that yes, this old rate for the diving is the same. So in my opinion, there's absolutely zero argument. I'm right, and she should have talked to me first. She says I should have talked to her first. So we were kind of at a stalemate. I was like, well, yeah, you can try and blame me all you want, but the fact is I have it in writing that I was promised the usual rate that I've been paid for the last 2 years, and that's it. You know, why send me home because of that dispute when you can just have a conversation with me first and work something out? You know, I mean, it's not like I don't do them favours. The last trip they gave me 3 hours notice to go in an emergency because one of their regulars' son had a broken leg and he had to fly home in an emergency, and they were panicking trying to find someone, and you know, I went with 3 hours notice. You know, it's not like I don't help them out. So after 2 years of being loyal to them, to be sent home like that is pretty upsetting, to be honest, and not at all fair. So in this conversation with her on the vessel, I said, look, when I get home I will send you the correspondence between me and the girl in the office, and you'll see in black and white that yes, she agreed that that was the rate, and that I'm not lying. So that's what I've just done. I've got all the emails set out. I've got it all, the original conversation thread in the bottom of the email so she can read it all. I've written my thoughts, and I've copied the OCM of the vessel and the woman in the office that wrote me the message in the first place, and I'm about to send it. So I'm not sure if I'll be going back to that particular company or vessel or Dubai. I think they're sticking with this new low rate for diving, and they expect people either to take it or just go somewhere else, and it's that low that it's actually insulting, because this is a career that you spend a lot of money to get these qualifications, and it's an experienced job. It's dangerous. You're away from your home and your family, and you expect to be paid a certain amount. You know, it's not unreasonable to assume that, and for them to offer what they're offering, you would be very surprised what the rate is, and it's not good. You know, it's the lowest, literally the lowest diving rate in the world that I know of. You know, if I went and did the same job in Thailand, I would be paid literally double the amount per day for the exact same job in Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, all over Southeast Asia. I would be paid at least double per day what I do for this current rate in Dubai. In some places it's triple or quadruple per day what the rate is now in Dubai. The company is due to lose their contract in December, and they're just pushing the rates down before they lose the contract to make as much profit as they can. That's how it seems to me. I don't know. So needless to say, I'm not that impressed. I don't think it's very fair to be treated like that. You know, without having a discussion first, just putting me on a plane like I'm completely disposable is, you know, I don't particularly feel like I should be loyal to them if they don't give a shit about me. It's unfortunate because I have really good friends on that vessel. You know, I've been going there for 2 years, and the guys that work there on the ship, the other divers, are great, and the supervisors are great. I enjoy the team, and it feels like a family, and you know, everyone's pals and we all get along, and it's pleasant to work because you're surrounded by people that you like. So that's sad that I have to leave that, and maybe they'll invite me back, but you know, for the new rate I don't think I'm going to accept it. You know, I can work somewhere else. It's just not good. It's a sinking ship. So that's why I'm home early. They promised me one thing, and then when I got there told me that I have to accept another, and sent me home without trying to work it out at all, or you know, no correspondence. They just sent me home. So there you go. I'm back, and yeah, I went to Dubai Mall. Oh my god. Okay, on the way there, on the way to Dubai, they upgraded me completely free to business class, and it was amazing. Never flown business class in my life. It was it was bliss. I'm so used to having no leg room and not being able to sleep, and the food being really terrible, and just being uncomfortable for 7.5, nearly 8 hours. And you have a big seat. They offer you a mattress because this thing just folds flat like a bed. You've got all this leg room. You're completely flat. You can have a mattress laid there if you want and make it into an actual bed. There's like a whole side table thing with a little mini bar with drinks you can take. It's just amazing. So I completely loved it. It was blissful to be able to lie down on while you're traveling, because traveling's just the worst part of getting anywhere. I don't enjoy plane rides. So being able to just lay down and relax in your own space is blissful. The food was nicer quality. I had like a cheese platter that was really good. Yeah, so very happy. I went to Dubai Mall, and I found an area of it that I didn't know existed. There's like a perfume gallery thing on the top floor in a certain part that I didn't find last time for some reason. And anyway, they've got Chemi Blending Magic, and well, they have Xerjoff, Suspiro and Chemi all in kind of the same room. So I tried everything from Chemi. Unluckily, the one that I reviewed, the one I sampled, Chemi by Chemi, is the worst one from the line. The others are nowhere near as bad. Ilm was pretty much just pure oud. The best probable example of just genuine oud perfume. And it's nice. It does have a bit of an animalic goat's hair twang to it that's a little bit kind of slightly on the verge of funk without being repulsive, but it does have a kind of a horse goat hair animalic kind of roughness to it that you have to be a little bit braver to wear in the opening. It dries down a bit less challenging, but if you're into oud, it is a nice oud. And it smells like a real, genuine, proper oud as well. It doesn't come across synthetic. It smells like an actual, real oud. And that's all you get. It's just a big, you know, bump of oud. So if you're into oud and you like oud, check out Ilm. I think you might like that one. The others were very forgettable. I wasn't taken or inspired by any of them. but I did order samples online, which are coming on the way to me, so I can do a little review and feedback on 2 of them. So yeah, I love the bottles though, beautiful bottles. What else did I smell in Dubai? I smelled the new Moscow Mule. It didn't, I don't know. I don't get the chit chatter about that one, or particularly why anyone's that bothered about it. I smelled it and was like, okay. It didn't fascinate me at all, but that one thing that I was really impressed by was the sprayer. I sprayed the bottles, and my god, that's one of the best sprayers I have ever sprayed. It's so thick and smooth when you press it, and the burst is just this incredible, thick, soft, microscopic mist. It's just unbelievably beautiful. Like, I know it's weird to talk about just the spray action, but some sprays are terrible, most are just mediocre. There's very few sprays that really impress me. Narciso Rodriguez have great sprays, and yeah, this one also really impressed me. I thought incredible, beautiful, even thick mist. Yeah, really good sprayer. What else did I spray? I smelled in the airport coming home the new Dolce & Gabbana Grey. Personally, I smelled synthetic sandalwood in the opening, but apparently it's got tobacco and things in it. I guess like the original. It just smelled alright, and didn't really do much for me personally, but I'm not really particularly a fan of the original either. It's just not one that works for me, and it just smelled a bit on the cheap side. I smelled Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Femme in the purple bottle. I took snapshots on my phone. I'll put it on the screen. I picked that one up because of LolaScents. She likes that one. I thought the opening is nice. It's got an interesting kind of, I would describe it as like a dark, fruity, sweet smell that's just a little bit different. The dry down, not so much. I sprayed it on my hand to test it, but the opening I thought was really nice. And LolaScents, she described it as being unisex, like a man could wear it, and I don't disagree. I think there's way more feminine fragrances aimed for men than that one. So yeah, definitely a man can pull it off, no problem. Encre Noir à l'Extrême. That one there, the dark one, this is beastly Gaiac wood. If you like smoky wood, smoky Gaiac wood, check that one out. It smells so strong of Gaiac wood. I smelled some from the Armani Prive line. I smelled a lot from them. Oud Royale should be called Royal Bullshit, because there's no oud in that. It smells totally synthetic. I sprayed it on a card, and 8 hours later after the flight I smell it. Still no oud, it's just synthetic woods. It's completely synthetic oud. It doesn't even smell oudy, to be honest. It's just a lump of synthetic smelling woods that just smells ridiculously cheap. And to have the nerve to call it Oud Royale is just unbelievable to me. It's just total crap. That one, total miss. The one I do like from Armani Prive is Bois d'Essence. I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry. My pronunciation of French and other languages is atrocious. But it's an incense fragrance based mainly around myrrh and frankincense. That one I do like, but it's not the most... it could be a little bit more interesting. It pretty much just literally smells like a combination of myrrh and frankincense. Those are the main notes. But if you like more of a natural smelling incense, then it's a good one, and it's my personal favourite from the Armani Prive collection. I think it's nice. If it was me, I would have just made it a little bit more interesting, because there's not much going on other than that basic combination of myrrh and frankincense. These ones from Chanel, we've got Belle Respiro and Monsieur. And I don't know if it was the porcelain things that you pull out and you smell, but they were honestly, I'm not exaggerating, 2 of the worst smelling fragrances I've smelled in a long time. Like, they were borderline repulsive to me. I don't know if it was, like I say, the porcelain thing, but I just sat with them stood with them for a few minutes just smelling it, thinking, my god, this is horrible, what is it? And it's on the same level of repulsiveness as like smelling vomit on the floor or something. Like that smell of, you know, if someone throws up on the floor and you get a whiff of it, it's extremely unpleasant. I had the same kind of strong, unpleasant reaction from those that I do of smelling someone's vomit. It's like just, ugh. It's very rare for me to have that reaction with a perfume, by the way, so for me to say that is pretty big. They just do not work for me at all. I don't know what's in them for me to have that reaction, but I really just they did not agree with me at all. It smelled like possibly they used some kind of iris or orris kind of note in there, but there's something in it that I just really don't agree with at all. So I'm sorry if you're a fan of those. Like I say though, it might have been the porcelain strip, but I didn't want to spray it on skin for sure, and I was put off even spraying it on card just from that porcelain thing. It was just, ugh. I saw Tom Ford Ombre leather in this cool little black bottle, and it smells the same as Ombre leather 16 that came out to me from memory. I mean, it is from memory. But it takes the heart of the suede leather, of Tuscan leather, and kind of removes the big spice and sweetness of the raspberry, and it's just more the pure suede. I like it. I mean, you know, obviously I'm a huge fan of Tuscan leather. I love it. I love it. So Ombre leather is nice if you want a toned down, simple, basic, non-aggressive version of Tuscan leather. That is a good option. It will give you that suede essence without all the oomph behind it. But if you're a fan of Tuscan leather, then I never really get the point of it. It's what I said in my Ombre leather 16 review. If you're a fan of the original, why bother? But if it's too aggressive for you and you want a chilled out version, then that is obviously made for you. I smelled the new one from Memo Paris as well, called Tiger's Nest. I'll put these pictures on the screen, and that one is a frankincense bomb. Pretty much all I smelled there was a huge dose of frankincense. So for me, again, like the Armani Prive, lacking interest. I think it could do with extra notes in there. They could have added some green notes or just something to make it more interesting, but it's just a huge frankincense bomb. If you like frankincense, check it out, you'll love it. Guaranteed. If you're a frankincense lover, you will enjoy that one. But for me, I mean, it doesn't smell bad. I like frankincense, but it's just not worth me spending money on. It just needs to be more interesting. So that's it really for the update of kind of anything notable that I've sniffed. Quickly, just before I go, I just opened up my mail since coming home, and I got a little package from Brie. She has a channel called Breezy Fragrance, and I watch all of her videos. I think she's great, she's awesome. If you've not checked out Brie, I'll leave a link to her channel below, and I'll also put a little icon at the end of this video where you can click on her face and it will go straight to her channel and you can check her out and subscribe to her. She's awesome, and she sent me some samples of, I think it's called The Zoo. Yeah, The Zoo. And I was interested in checking them out. I've seen the posts on Instagram, and yeah, very cool. I've not smelled them yet, Brie, but I'm going to smell them tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I'll do a first impression of those. Thank you very much for sending me them. I really appreciate it. But yeah, everybody go check out Brie. She's awesome. Yeah, bye.